I had someone once tell me when I was like 18, 19, when I was a freshman in college, they told me this shit, that if you rob somebody trying to sell you drugs or who's trying to buy drugs, you know what I'm saying, you could kind of get away with it. And it's, you know what I'm saying, they broke down how and the fact like that sales is a 10-year charge. I don't know what buying comes with. I think buying might be the same statute, but it was just like, shit. So as long as they were trying to sell me drugs, I could rob them for their shit and tell them, oh, if you call the police, you gonna go to jail too, though. You was trying to sell me drugs. They gonna ask the motherfuckers, what was it over? And these motherfuckers, a lot of them probably would be dumb enough to say, a drug sale. I promise you. Some of these people out in the sticks, man, the police go on their phone, what's it gonna say? You feel what I'm saying? Hey. So like I said, it'd be like, it was always like my collateral. And I never had nobody ever test that. Nobody ever was like, well, I'm gonna call them and see. You know what I'm saying? Never went like that, thankfully. But point blank was like, I remember the first person who ever told me that, my old boss, when I was, whatever the fuck, we ain't gonna get in that. But then, the second person was my brother Len, who's currently incarcerated. And like, when Len told me that shit, I heard that shit years before, but it like resettled that in my head. Like, that's some shit my uncle who lived in Detroit ain't even tell me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit I ain't even really get told how to do in Detroit. Like, I wasn't, like, privy to that. I mean, robberies was happening everywhere. Like, home invasions, house robberies, all type of shit. Like, drug deal going bad. So, like, I learned how to do a drug deal going bad, like, way later on, right? And, like, like, really because you could really make something out of nothing years ago in most cases. And I never got caught for it. Never got caught for it. And keep in mind, there was multiple different careers that revolved around drug deal going bad. This is not something I did for just like a couple of days. This was something that was like part of my life in some capacity for a long term. This is also in some cases like, listen, they gotta pay that shit. You feel me? So, no, they've been taxed enough. We vigged them, all that shit. No, we're just gonna get the shit back at this point. That type of shit. You feel me? So, that's something that I really think I don't speak on enough here. Like, cause I'm pretty sure that well, not even pretty sure. There is a huge misconception, cause there's a lot of people be faking this shit. I ain't one of them. I know also that I'm one of the only ones who ain't one of them. From what I've seen. I'm not talking about just in YouTube. I'm talking about like, when I came out here, I started seeing mad people like switch their style up to try to, you know, start looking like me. And I was like, no. Like, it's different when you come from that, but don't just go out there and try to be that because you see it on the internet, man. That's not cool. I had one person say they was going to try to test it. But the moment I said it, but when you tell them what it was over, what you going to say? I let them say it too. They said that he was trying to sell you drugs. I said, so he's going to do 10 years for sales then, by your admission. Like, you feel me? Like, I was like, that's what you said you was going to say to the cops. Like, you was trying to sell me drugs, man. Like, you feel me? So, I had one time where someone they didn't try it, but like I said, they said they was going to try it, but I was able to, through just saying that, talk them out of it. And when I say robbery, I'm not saying no pickpocket shit. I'm not talking about stealing. I'm not talking about burglary. I'm talking about home invasion and strictly like extortion and strong arm robbery. You feel what I'm saying? Like, keep in mind, as far as extortion goes, running numbers was not something I did to very many people. Like, if I felt like I was going to do some shit because I ain't like you, I was going to rob you. I mean, like, I'm literally going to physically rob you. Like, you could try to stop me if you want. That's the whole reason I felt I've always felt like, even to this day, now I don't rob people no more. I always felt it was more respectful to do that than stealing motherfucking shit when they wasn't looking. You feel what I'm saying? Because at least I'm giving you a chance to stop it. You could knock me out. You could stop it. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. It's not right. I'm not condoning or encouraging anybody to make the same mistakes I made, but I'm just saying, like, I look back on the shit now and I realize, like, the full fallout of it. That's why I had to make this video. I was like, bro, like, you really make people scared of you, bro. And it wasn't even like just the fact of like what I did to people. Like the violence alone, like I know that there's motherfuckers I traumatized, and I'm sorry for that. I'm real sorry for that. Some of y'all shouldn't have said nothing to my mom. Some of y'all, you know, whatever it was. I know in most cases it started with me taking your shit though, but about 10 years ago now, like a little bit less, give or take, like yeah, like I never got charged with robbery. I robbed a whole bunch of people. Like I never robbed nobody in the sticks till someone robbed me. And at that point it was like stick on my, stick on my, stick on. Cause I had just, when that person robbed me, I had just come back from living in Detroit. I'm not expecting to get robbed out here. I wasn't expecting it. And I haven't been out here in 3 years. You feel me? Like I have not been out here in 3 years. And 2 of those years I was incarcerated. I wasn't expecting it, and that's how I got this cut on my neck. It's like mad faded now. When the shit 10, my shit scab up, and you can see it still. It'll like peel off. I'll put it like this: I never got charged with robbery in my fucking life, and lowballing it, robbed like lowballing it 75 different people. Mainly, not mainly. Well, yeah, mainly in like 2 jurisdictions, but like. In the sticks, it was just so bad, I think, because, like, they're not used to that out there. Like, that's why I wasn't, that shit don't happen out there. Like, you hear about burglaries and shit. There's home invasions that happen out there, murders. But it's not the type of place you just got stick-up kids coming out of places to, like, rob you for $30. It doesn't, that, you know what I'm saying? That was, like, some shit, like, you didn't have to worry about that, at least. It was like, safer than, like, somewhere, like, out here, or especially, like, Waterbury or some shit, like. You feel what I'm saying? Like the most murders in that town was conducted by the police. And it was like, well, I'm doing all that shit out there. Like karma got me for that shit. To like a point, like I said, it was so like, but I'm not doing nothing. Why does this bitch like, why does this random, it was like really randomized shit to a point where I like knew without like no one, you can't know if it's karma, right? But I like knew it was karma. I was like, fucking karma did that shit. And like some of this shit was like really playing with my life. Like, to put it like this, there was, the other shit was worse than that shit that fucking, where the motherfucker tried to throw me off a bridge. And that motherfucker was playing with my life. You feel what I'm saying? So that was the part where I was like, this shit weird as fuck. And it was like literally caused by a mechanical error in the system. And it got sorted out like a week later. The motherfucker's like, yes. I mean, I guess there was a mix up. So, like I said, there was shit where I could tell, like, it was some type of karma-type interference. Yeah. Like, you know how, like, I think God might interfere with some electronic shit? Devil definitely do. That's the whole point of the Amish, for anyone who says I'm tweaking. The whole point why the Amish don't fuck with electricity, why they say it's the devil, is because they believe in part the devil can manipulate it. I know I made a lot of bad decisions. Luckily, I'm able to talk about them. Luckily, the statutes is out, so I'm able to talk about them without worrying about what the fuck gonna happen from it. You feel what I'm saying? And obviously I talk about it in a way where it's not, keep in mind, anyone who wanna talk about shit like this on here, notice how I'm doing it, man. Then later on, straight up like, well not even later on, it was mix of a bunch of shit. You talking about a 6-year period of time here, basically. You know what I'm saying? At least, with like a couple of years on and off. It was like whatever I could do to get a bunch of free drugs at one time. Like, I didn't want to have to make multiple trips. There was sometimes I did. There was sometimes I robbed multiple people in the same day. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, what motherfuckers say on here really don't get to me. Because, like, listen, you wouldn't say that shit in person. Y'all might not know, right? Some of y'all might just understand, right? Y'all might not understand this, right? I used to make a living off drug deal gone bad. Statutes is out on it. But I used to make a living off drug deal gone bad. Y'all can interpret that however you want to interpret that. But that's a fact. And them people know that, and they know they ain't getting their shit back. And they stop trying. As a rehabilitated stick-up kid, right? I still don't regret this shit. But I kind of wish I knew, like, in doing that, that like some people, like not even people I robbed, just people that the people I robbed knew who I fuck with wouldn't talk to me no more after I robbed certain people. Like I wish I would have known that. Like, bro, I was robbing everybody. I was robbing everybody in a town where everybody know everybody. There's a lot of people who I still fuck with. They don't fuck with me. I ain't even do nothing to them. I always said that shit, cause some of these kids, man, they do so much for the gram, for the clout, for the bullshit. Like, I don't need clout. I've done too much in the real world, homie. I don't need your internet clout. I'm not trying to chase that shit. It's not shit. I'm after the money. That's all I'm after, the fucking money, man. The money and making a fucking legacy and fucking generational wealth, man. Not having to go back to making a living as a drug deal gone bad. I'm like literally not even trying to exaggerate or like try to act like some type of big ass deal or some shit, right? I'm literally saying I was like if if drug deal gone bad was a person, bro, from like age 18 to like 26. Yeah, 18 to 20. I know because 26 I'd already been out of prison. It was 18 to 24. Because when I went into prison, I remember I was 24. When I went into prison, I never robbed nobody again after that. I came over prison, I said, I'm not robbing nobody. That shit brings really bad karma to you. No, real shit. That shit brings so much bad karma. Like, there was to a point I'd stopped robbing people for 5 years, and I was still paying that bitch off. I can remember when I paid that bitch off. Like, I can literally remember when I paid that bitch off. It was July 2020. July 2020, I paid that bitch off. Like some really, really like unexplainable, unprovoked, catastrophic type shit. Like that at the same time, like could have really fucked shit up, but didn't. Because either I stopped it, like the dude trying to throw me off a bridge, which probably could have killed me if he'd actually thrown me off the bridge, but he didn't even come close to that. He didn't even take me off my skateboard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I literally was still pushing. Dude fucking fell the fuck over. He was drunk as shit. That was like last call. That could have been really catastrophic. But that other shit, that was the last shit like that happened to me. You feel it? And now I notice whenever I do some slick shit, like I say some slick shit to my wife or something, like immediately after saying it, like if it's really like I shouldn't have said that, like I'll do some shit like accidentally bump my head on some shit or something. Like it's immediately like that bitch karma be like, yo, everything you incur from now on, I'm getting immediately out the way because I'll let you run up this crazy ass tab. 5 years you was paying that shit off. I'm not letting you do that again. This is no fucking 2016. 2016? 2015, 2016. No, it was like 2015, 2016 was like when I was really robbing everybody. Like, that's when motherfuckers would be like, he will rob you. Like, nah, he might, he will. And then I wouldn't rob him. There's a lot of people, like, it became to a point, like, I started incurring so much bad karma. Like, I knew I was just stacking it at one point. I started robbing people for no reason. I noticed, I was like, karma really don't like that when you be literally doing that shit for no reason. Like, you don't need it. No, the dude didn't do nothing to you. So then, like, I was like, all right, from now on, I'm only robbing people if I absolutely need it. Or if the person does something to me. But just looking back on this shit, bro, I was fucking out my shit, bro. I was doing too much. But shit made me legendary. shit made me fucking legendary, bro. Like, fucking lit. Like, that's why I can't even be mad at all the mistakes I made and shit. And all the mistakes doctors made and shit. And all the meds that made me act like I was out my fucking mind and all type of shit. And made me violent as fuck. A lot of motherfuckers who gonna go to the grave and they ain't never even got in a fist fight. And I look at that shit and I'm like, well, I still got more living to do before I die, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just remember, karma really don't like when you be robbing people to the point of like, you're literally a walking drug deal going bad. Like, you are a drug deal going bad. That's why I don't really care about motherfucking way they be saying anything about me, cause like, I know I made fucking mistakes in my life, but I also know people talked about Jesus. It didn't bother Jesus one bit. Don't bother me either till you come try to say it to me in person and I can get at you. Ain't no gimmicks, ain't no game. Soon I'm gonna start bringing people on here who was there when shit popped off, and then motherfuckers is going There's gonna be so many cosigns, motherfuckers gonna be like, how much time does this motherfucker pop off? It's gonna be motherfuckers I came up with on the documentary. Put it like this, you gonna see a lot more motherfuckers up here soon. Don't ever let yourself become a walking drug deal gone bad. Like I did. I'm out here, bitch.